Hey Station Nation, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna take off these rear fenders, we're gonna take off the exhaust, we're gonna take off the lift cylinder, and we're gonna drop that rear axle. Woo!
For these two rear fenders, we've just got 4 bolts on each side. There's 2 on the top and 2 on the sides, just kind of underneath there a little bit. When I take these out, I always put the bolts back. It seems like it's really easy to find them and I don't have to go digging through stuff. I can just put these fenders, since there's only 4 on there, I can just put those right back in. Now I'm taking off a little plate on the exhaust. It just kind of covers up the exhaust bolts. And I always use an impact driver or impact wrench on these exhaust bolts, these exhaust nuts. I find that exhaust systems, they get hot, they get cold, they always seize up. So just driving an impact driver on there right away really helps out. And then there's 2 right up on the exhaust on the engine, and then there's 2 more just right there on the muffler area. So pretty simple. And then once you get those out, you can just slowly work this exhaust system out. Just kind of a twist and a pull it off the studs up there by the exhaust manifold and kind of spin it out. That's pretty easy. Now this part kind of sucked. These quick connect fittings on the hydraulic lines were just seized up. I tried some penetrating oil. I got the top one off eventually with some work, and the bottom one I just put some more penetrating oil on there and left it. I went over to work on that lift cylinder, trying to get that cotter pin out, and while I was doing that, I was really thinking about what I was going to do on that lower quick connect, ultimately, if I had to do what to it. So got the cotter pin out, and then, of course, I used my handy hammer right there. Smashed that a couple times, didn't work, so I got a real hammer, and just worked that out. I got a little tapped it out of there. Not a big deal, that pin is out, set that aside. And grab my quick scissors, little snips, cut the couple of zip ties so I can get that all out of there. And like I was saying, I'm still trying to contemplate on that lower quick connect on the hydraulic. So I get this out, and I kind of finally decided that if that's not ready to come out, then I'm just going to remove the whole quick connect right off the hydraulic line. And sure enough, I worked at it a little bit more, just didn't work. So I just decided to spin the whole thing off, and I'll deal with that on the bench a little bit later. Not a big deal.
Now when you drop this rear axle, there are 2 nuts on these things. The top one is a 14 millimeter locking nut, and the bottom one is a 15 millimeter, that's your holding nut. So you need to take off the first one with the 14 and the second one with the 15. And these prop shafts are really 2 pieces. Sometimes there's a band right here holding it on, this boot on. This one did not have that band on each side, but that just goes right into the spline system. So when you drop this, you just have to wiggle that spline out of this. And if you look at this, this U-joint is shot. That's toast. I'll have to replace those. And really, if you're going to replace these U-joints, this is how you do that too. So you just drop that whole rear axle all in one unit, drop those prop shafts, they fall out, and then you can get in here and then take this out, replace this. Look at that. That's just toast. So that's pretty straightforward.
As I run through this section, I use the 14 millimeter and take those top ones off, those locking nuts. I take all 8 of those off right away, and then I just go grab the 15 millimeter and then come back through for taking off the rest of them. It's just faster for me.
Thanks for watching this part of the video. I really appreciate it. We're gonna get on to the cables and all the rest of that stuff now, but we're moving right along on this thing. And if you remember, this is a video of we're going to take this entire thing out. We're gonna take the whole mission frame, transmission, engine out. This engine is bad, so if you're just coming in here on this video, this engine is bad and we need to replace it or repair it. I'm not sure which one yet. But this is part of a larger series, so make sure you catch those. We are disassembling this whole unit so you can see how all that works. Thanks for watching, Soil Station.